Hello guys, this is me, Alexandra, and I'm with you again to share a little bit more about my life in the Netherlands and my personal view on Dutch culture and on Dutch life. And in today's video I would like to talk to you a little bit more about the types of relationship that Dutch people can have in the Netherlands. Excuse me, the ducks are very noisy in the background, but I can't do anything to stop their communication. Okay, let's get started. Dutch people can have different forms of relationship. What do I mean when I say that? In most countries, we're used to a form of relationship, a form of commitment between two people is marriage. But in Netherlands, there are more variation of how people can engage in a relationship beside marriage. Okay, let's start with the traditional thing as marriage. Marriage in Netherlands, you can marry in the Netherlands in two places, in a city hall, which is called gemeente, and you can marry in church. So church is usually a traditional type of marriage, and gemeente, which is a city hall, is more official, more, yeah, like I say, not religious type of wedding. Personally, me and my husband, we married in gemeente. We married in city hall, but it's better to say it like this to make sure that English-speaking people will understand that. We married in a very interesting place, very interesting zaal, they call it, like the interesting room. That room was dedicated to two famous people, Anna Pavlovna and William II. William II was a Dutch king, and Anna Polona, how they pronounce it here, she was from a Russian royalty family. They were married, they had kids together, and all this room was, you know, painted and decorated with pictures dedicated just for them, for their children, for their relationship, for their marriage, for their kids, and that was quite unique and special for us. This was the reason why we chose that room, and we're still having no regrets because of that. So, but for the rest, it's pretty much a traditional, you know, you're just having your ceremony there, which is usually very personal. I will tell you a bit more about the ceremony of marriage in the Netherlands in my other videos. And it's just very pleasant. They collect a whole lot of information in advance, how you met with your husband, like what your relationship were pre or marriage, and yeah, it's very personal, warm, and very unique. So I enjoyed my wedding a lot, even though it was quite small, but it was amazing. It was one of the most memorable days of my life. Okay, moving further, if people are not married, what kind of forms of relationship can they have? But Dutch people made a few other forms. First of all, the partnership. What is a partnership? Historically speaking, this was a type of marriage for gay couples, because at the point when it was introduced, people were not ready to marry two men or two women. They felt odd for them, probably weird, I don't know, awkward, wrong, or maybe they were afraid of insulting religious Dutch people while doing this, and partnership, you know, felt right for them at that point. So that remained in the culture, but sometime after that, heterosexual people start saying, like, why can't we have partnership? It all feels good for us. We will also feel ourselves equal. We like the word more. Or sometimes we just don't want a ceremony. We just want to sign papers, because a lot of Dutch people, for some reason, choose partnership when they want ceremony. Not all of them. A lot of people, they choose still ceremony as a partnership, but a lot of people, they choose not to have and prefer a partnership. Basically, when we compare a partnership and a marriage in the Netherlands, there are no differences, besides the fact, as long as I know, if I'm wrong, you can correct me on that, that while you're in a partnership and you don't have kids, you don't have to go to court to get a divorce. But for the rest, everything is quite identical, besides the ceremony that a lot of Dutch people choose not to have. Then when it comes to partnership, another way of having a relationship in Netherlands is a samenleving contract of living together, basically in English. Interesting, right? a lot of people choose not to marry, not to be partners, but have a contract of living together. What can be in this contract? Pretty much anything you choose to be there. You can, you can put all the details of your life. How can you separate in case you have children? What about like the common buyings, the furniture or anything you want to put in there? Almost anything you can put in this contract. So a lot of people choose to have that. If you ask me why, as a person coming from a different culture, I seriously don't know. From my personal perspective, only personally very subjective. If you love each other, if you want to commit to each other, if you have an intention to keep it through life, why don't you marry? Like why? Like why don't you give a ring to a woman? Like, yeah. But some people probably don't want that. They think it's like an old-fashioned thing, like you don't do it anymore. I've heard with so many Dutch people just saying this like, marriage? Like, it's for church, why not partnership? And it's extremely insulting, like, because it's our choice. That's what we wanted for ourselves, for our family, for our relationship. But a lot of Dutch people do not believe in marriage. Actually, it's changing currently, because I've seen already quite a lot of young people marrying even in church and having all traditions connected to marriage. And that's beautiful in my opinion. But I really think it shouldn't be forced. If some people don't feel like that is right for them, or maybe they don't feel like this is right for them in that moment, of course it shouldn't be forced. It shouldn't be judged. But we are, as people who choose to be married, who value these traditional relationships, shouldn't also be looked down to, like we're doing something like extraordinarily weird, but Dutch people can be very judgmental, so they can actually show you the way they feel about your choice, and at times it's very hurting. So as I said, they can be brutally honest, and if they really think like, they can tell you something rude and just say, just be honest, but it's not honest, it's rudeness. You're wrong, and this thing happened. But at the same time, it's beautiful that people can pick the form of relationship that they like, because we're all unique, we have different needs, and I think we should respect one another for the choice we make. That's your family, that works well for you, you think it's good for your children, think it's good for your future, you're good to go. I'm no one to tell you otherwise. I can share with you my experience, my system of values, but you don't have to follow this or approve it. We're just different. We pick different things, we pick different husbands, so I should respect you, you should respect me. But it doesn't mean we have to agree with each other, right? Okay, and the last form of relationship, to be honest, I don't really know much about, because I've never been interested in details, and I have never met anyone in that form of relationship, but it's called lateralans, like a relationship in a distance. So when people have a relationship, but they're living in different places, in different homes, let's say, but they're still related somehow. I think that's some sort of contract of living together, like summer living contract, but not summer living contract, because they're not living together. Just to make sure that nobody comes my way. Yeah, but this is a Dutch people, this is the form of relationship they have made, and this is any of this form you can use for yourself to organize your family, to build your life, and I think it's wonderful. Yeah, if it's good or bad, so you can share your feelings, like coming from your cultural background. But I think it's beautiful. It makes it shows the real democracy. So like people have a voice for how they want to live. They're free to live. They want to live, And I like that. But till the point it becomes judgmental, when one person says something rude to the other because he or she doesn't share the same value system, I think it gets wrong. There's something wrong in it. As long as all these forms of relationship come with a mutual respect toward one another, it's just great. And it's what I love the Netherlands for, of this diversity, of this freedom, with some imperfections along the way, but who is perfect in the end? None of us. So guys, there was another video of mine where I shared with you my experiences here, how life is organized in the Netherlands. I hope you learned something new, perhaps something you've never heard before, and I would like to read your comments down below. And what do you think about this diversity? Is it good, bad? Would you want to live in such a country, or you think it's not something that should take place? Okay guys, it was nice seeing you, and see you next videos. Bye!